All right, let's be real. Certifications are a huge investment. They're not even an investment of just your money, but of your time. Some of the certifications out there are absolutely insane. So, I want to talk about certifications versus skills because I've got some opinions on that. I've got some thoughts. Please know as we're chitty chatting here, when I'm talking about certifications, I'm talking about BA, product owner, product manager specific certifications. I'm talking about things like the CBAP, the CCBA, PMI, BBA, all the letters is what we're talking about here when I say certifications. I've got two certifications. No job that I've ever gotten has even requested those certifications, nor did we talk about them in the interview. And in my last position, I was making over 180K. So there you go. When I was a hiring manager, did I look for people with certifications? No, I did not. I did not. So since I've been laid off in January, I've looked at well over 5,000 job descriptions for business analysis, product owners, and product managers. And through my research, about 1 in 10 even mention having a certification. And 70% of the time, when they do mention they want you to have a certification, it's in the nice to have area. So it's not even a requirement. Here are the three things that I believe employers want to see. Okay, ready? First of all, hustle and grit. Can you go out there and be resourceful and get things done? Can you pick up tasks that maybe are not necessarily your job and get it done because you don't want things to fall through the cracks? If I give you a task, do you finish it quickly or does it take you 75 years because you get stuck in analysis paralysis? I want to see some hustle and grit. The second thing I want to see is self motivation. There is nothing more frustrating than a business analyst who needs to have their hand held. You need to go out there and be a go getter, be self motivating, find the answer. I want you to be self sufficient and work on projects and not have to be told, do this task next, do this task next. That's hard to say. Do this task next, do this task next. I want you just to be able to know what needs to be done and get it done. So that kind of, goes in with the hustle and grit. Now, number 3, at this point, you should have your analytical thinking, problem solving, and communication skills. Those are the top 3 things that you need to be a successful business analyst. I want to know if you can explain complicated and complex things to non-technical people. And I want to know if you can take non-technical thoughts. I'm having some issues with my tongue this morning. I also want to know if you can take non-technical concepts and talk to technical people about them. So I want to know if you can be that bridge of communication. So I'm kind of at the tail end of my career. I don't know. I've got probably another 10 years left or so to be doing stuff. What would I do now if I were beginning or mid career? I would take courses to learn different software. For example, Salesforce. Salesforce is huge. The job listings for Salesforce, you could pretty much write your own paycheck. I mean, over and over again, I see I need a Salesforce implementation. I need someone to do this with Salesforce. That is a huge, huge skill to have. So if it's something that you're interested in, go for it. By the way, if you see in job descriptions where they say CRM, they want you to have experience with the CRM, that is Salesforce. I would also say learn SQL. I know enough SQL to get me in trouble. What I usually do is I work with my development counterparts to help create a SQL query, and then I save it, right? And then I know how to modify it. But actually knowing how to write complicated SQL queries is also something that I'm noticing is really popular right now. If you want to be an analytic BA, make sure that you know Tableau and Power BI. Get a certification in those. That's helpful. ServiceNow is another huge program that's out there that people are requesting that you have knowledge of. I'm also seeing more and more requests for people to learn Python. So there you go. Those are some things that I would recommend doing instead of going out and spending a ton of money and time getting a certification that people don't care about. I think the only people that care about certifications are other people that have certifications. That's what I said. Now, as far as certifications, should you completely ditch them? That's up to you. I'm just telling you what I've seen and what my experience is. They might open some doors for you. If it's something that you feel like you want to do for your self growth, go for it. Who am I to stop you from growing? Nobody. I think they could also show that maybe you're committed to a particular profession because you're trying to hone your craft. But again, I think that also learning other skills like Salesforce, SQL, Python, I think those also will show that you're dedicated. And you can take those skills. Like if you don't want to be a BA forever and you spend 1,000 million hours and $1 billion trillion to get a certification. And then you're like, oh, I don't even want to be a BA anymore. That certification doesn't necessarily apply. However, if you learn Python, SQL, Salesforce, the things that we talked about earlier, you can take those with you and change your career and change your direction. And it doesn't become invalid. So, what it comes down to is you do you, boo. I gave you my 2 cents. I really think that employers don't care so much about certifications. I think they care about what you can provide to their company and how quickly you can provide it. But I truly think that what's most important is your hustle and grit, is your ability to self-motivate, and then also your soft skills like communication, analytical thinking, and problem solving. That's what I think it comes down to. So, in conclusion, I think that your time is better spent learning things like Salesforce, Python, SQL, instead of getting certified. I think that certification companies are selling a bill of goods, trying to make you feel insecure about your skills unless you have a certification. Is this a popular opinion? I don't know. Am I going to get some flack for this? I hope so. So, skills versus certifications, I vote skills. Thanks for hanging out. Please put your comments in the comments. I would love to hear what you have to say about skills versus certifications.